Here with Kingdom Collapse, I have Aaron and Jonathan. Today you're in Huntington, West Virginia. I know I've seen y'all a couple times in just the last couple of months. You were on tour with Adelita's Way, Gemini Syndrome, and then
From Ashes to New.
Right.
From Ashes to New.
You were at that first show, right?
Yes, y'all helped me with me with my car.
Yep.
Because I'm the dumbass that let her car battery go dead.
Yep. That was funny.
So this is our second interview since I lost the first one. But how's the tour been going so far with the different bands? And
It's been incredible. This tour, by far, has been the best one of our career yet. We had a couple tours this last year, but then this one really, like, the venues were nice, like the crowds every night made a lot of new fans.
Yeah, and it was crazy, like when we did Non-Point, we had Unbreakable out, people knew us, but this one, it's like every night people had known us from Octane.
Yeah, the Non-Point tour got the ball rolling. And then what you saw with this one, you come back around, especially with a lot of other really good bands, and like it further solidifies, your fan base, and then, when we come around next time, it'll build on that. So it's just stepping stones each tour.
how is it to have your stuff played on Octane and everyone just loving it?
It's incredible. We don't take that for granted at all because it's hard, like not every band gets on there. So the fact that we are unsigned,
especially independent,
and a big, and we're on our second big one now, like
in a row.
Yeah,
so it's like we have a little bit of a streak here, so it's awesome, but there's a healthy pressure there to like follow up strong and make sure we don't, we always keep growing and pushing ourselves.
So what's your favorite venue you've ever played in?
On this tour,
I got 3 that come to mind.
well, obviously Whiskey was cool playing in LA.
Oh, that
just because it was like legendary and hanging out with Jose and all that.
I would love to go there.
It was cool.
That was cool.
Do you like with the record in Towson, Maryland?
That one was really nice. I like when you get like really quality venues, like I don't know, like really good sound system,
And Dallas was cool.
Dallas,
that venue.
was called, used to be Gas Monkey, I think.
Yeah, that was cool. And then the last show From Ashes in Reading at Reverb, that place was really cool.
I heard it was a really good show.
Yeah, it was the biggest show of the tour. It was really awesome.
Hey, what was your favorite venue on the tour?
Whiskey Go Go and definitely Reading. That was a hell of a crowd.
Yeah. That was 2. Yeah.
That was 2. I
That
asked
was
for
2.
1.
Right.
Strike 1, David.
You had 3, so.
No, I said 3.
Oh yeah. But So what's your next thing y'all are gonna be doing?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Finishing up the album in between some of these tours, and then going back with Adelita's Way in May.
Yeah, so talking back to that healthy pressure he's talking about, so we have a manager now named Larry Mazer. He used to have like Lamb of God, Breaking Benjamin, Kiss. So he emails us almost daily and phone calls with goals, things we need to do, and all that. So it helps to have that.
That train's rolling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good.
That's good. Yeah, I know all the guys from Lamb of God and Non-Point, all them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been doing this stuff for 15, 17, something like that. I don't know. I've lost count.
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
So you don't have an actual CD out yet, right? You're working on your first one.
We had physical copies of our EP. We sold out of that, and then the full length is coming out in the fall.
Okay.
So that'll be coming soon.
What's the process to writing and stuff? He does most of the lyrics and.
Yeah. Usually I'll start. Kind of how I start a song is very much like singer-songwriter. Like I feel like good songs you can strip back to like one guitar and a vocal, or you can strip it down to bare bones and it still sounds good. So I'll make sure that the song itself is as solid as it can be, aside from any production, aside from anything like any distractions, like that backbone is there, and then I build around that. So
What's your favorite song to perform?
Suffer is always fun, I think, because that's the most like intense song we have, like that really a lot of people relate to. Like if you've kind of been screwed over or fucked over, you can relate.
I like that one really well.
Yeah.
And your favorite one is?
Live. Man, I really like Saving for Myself. I mean, they're all great, but that one for me really hits home live. But man, to his point with Suffer, it's like there's so many lyrics in there. Like when I'm on stage every night during that one, I just imagine someone I'm pissed off at or whatever, just every line by line. Like in the crowd, I'll point and do stuff, but in my mind, it's like to that person. That's why I think people resonate with it, because we can all do that.
Yeah, like people have, whether it's relationship stuff or a boss or there's all these, different scenarios that people relate with that kind of topic. So,
What's your favorite song to perform?
You said song, so I'm not going to get strike 2 on this one. I'd probably have to say Save Me From Myself as well. It's high energy, and I like how the vocals go back and forth between me and Jonathan. It's just,
yeah, we do a lot of trade-offs live on that one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Now, this is a question. Which band or performer would you like to go on tour with?
Creed.
He's not kidding. For me,
You just said the same thing.
no, I'm not gonna say the same.
Oh.
Close.
You can say Alter Bridge.
Alter Bridge. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to tour with those guys. They're amazing guys.
Dude,
Jelly Roll, right?
well, yeah, either Jelly Roll or Foo Fighters. I mean, R.I.P. Taylor Hawkins now, but they're like, I feel like they were one of the last great, like, rock bands. Like, that was mainstream and all that. I feel bad for Dave Grohl. It's like he had Kurt, now that. Not to bring the mood down, but let's just say Jelly Roll. I want to with that guy. He's cool.
What has been the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys on tour?
On tour? Let me think about this. There's been a lot of crazy shit that's happened on this tour.
Yes. Good, bad, and all.
Well, let's see.
What's a PG story? No, I can't give PG stories.
My PG story would be Orlando.
What happened in Orlando?
In Orlando, our just basically any and everything. We walk in, there's no stage box. We had to figure out how to route our.
It was a makeshift, the venue we played was kind of a makeshift. Like, they don't have all around full-time shows there.
Yeah.
They have a stage and everything, but they had to bring in the system, bring in a lot of stuff. So we were there were a lot of things not working right technically.
Scrambling. Yeah.
So we had to wing some things, and it ended up turning out just fine. But it was.
Despite it, the situation and everything that happened that night, everything turned out to be just unreal. It turned out to be.
It was a great place. Like, the venue was cool.
We hit the intro track, and we're walking out there, and all of a sudden Eli goes, "I can't hear anything." He couldn't hear it. We all have the track in our ear, and we can hear the rumble start, and lights go.
So
down.
the music side, so David, myself, and Eli were all off. We were like, wait, where are we?
We all heard, Eli just heard, apparently, there was a radio signal coming in on his in-ear pack, which is wireless, so it was picking up signal from a local radio station. It was some rap song. So all he hears is something not us, right?
Yeah.
And he takes it out, he's like, "Stop the fucking track!" But we kept going, and it ended up being fine, but it was just it was a freak deal, but
They handled it well, though.
Yeah.
to answer your question of the craziest thing that's happened on tour, I would say at the Whiskey A Go-Go, we ended up hanging out with Jose the whole night, which we didn't expect. I went to go say bye to him, we were hanging out 2 or 3 hours at the Whiskey, and
it wasn't just a lot of bands go up to him and kiss ass just to get radio play, but it was legit conversation, not
which
just...
we saw that the whole night. People were coming up to him, and other bands that play on Octane, but I went to say bye to him. He's leaving, and I was like, "Hey man, thank you for coming." And he's like, "John," he's like, "Let's go to the Rainbow Room, John." It was okay. So we go down there and hang, a couple more hours, and it was just awesome being able to, hang out and do all that. And
it's like we were saying with how hard Octane is. It's we appreciate everything he and Vinny, the program director, and all the DJs have done for us. So the fact that we got to hang just as humans, not just as industry cohorts, was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. And even jumping in your car and doing all that, with the when we were with Adelaide's Way, was that in Kentucky?
Yes,
Like,
Lexington.
there's always like crazy things. Like we've had a flat randomly. Like we'll go out to at the beginning of this tour. Where I think we're in Flint.
Yeah, Flint.
So we go out
Michigan,
to
I hate
the
Michigan.
trailer.
the trailer, and 2 tires are just demolished. One's completely flat, and one's chewed up.
Dude, that's where we're lucky. Where David is like the handyman of the band when it comes to cars and shit. It's like, David, what do we do here?
David,
I jacked that trailer up real quick and swapped over to the spare one. I was like, guys, we need all new tires.
And there was another fan that had a flat the other night, and I was like, David's your man.
That was Ann, right? She messaged me after. She said, "Hey, David helped with my tire. Tell him thank you and all this." And
Yeah.
so we are good Samaritans as well as party animals.
It's always nice because some bands just are kind of stuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, they forget where they came from. Like, they started out in little venues, and, you know,
Yeah.
some of them have, you know, just got a big head.
Yeah.
So, but it's always nice that everybody stays, you know, true. And
Dude, we've had fans like on the From Ashes tour. They came up and it was like, "Why y'all are selling y'all's own merch? Why?"
Like they asked things, and I was like, of course we do. I
Yeah.
mean, if we don't, who does?
yeah,
It's like all these things is very much DIY.
like paying the meet and greets. I mean, I see that's the way that bands make money.
Yeah, but that's why. So I don't know if the live stream we did earlier. Like, we've waited. We've had chances to do meet and greets, but we never felt it was the right time. We didn't have the right things in place. We want to make sure if someone's spending money,
That they get what they pay for.
yeah, they get
you know?
value and, just treated well.
Just from back in the day, it didn't cost nothing to meet none of the bands. You know, it was all.
Well, see, that's part of the problem is like, because people pay for meet and greets, but then everyone else who doesn't, if you take a picture, it's like there's so much where we make sure we take care of everyone, but yeah, back in the day, it was like there was none of that.
Yeah. Like, say, In This Moment and Lamb of God. I mean, like, that was called the Monkey Bar back in the day. I mean, we had, like, Shadows Fall and Straight Line Stitch.
Oh, wow.
I mean, a bunch of heavy known bands, you know, and then dude just started turning it into a rock club after rock shows, and then next thing you know, there was a shooting, and then somebody set on fire, and
Oh, damn.
and then they closed
Someone
it
was
down.
set on fire?
Dude, some woman went in their car, or a man with another woman, and set that bitch on fire. Like, lit her
Damn.
house.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It was crazy. Like, it wasn't like 2 months later and he was closed down. I was like, I told you not to get messed up with that crowd. That would happen. I mean, we had it was like 3 stories. Had a strip club in the top. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like, all the bands hung out after the show.
That sounds fun.
We had strippers and.
That sounds fun.
I had another question. What would you be doing if you weren't in a band?
Well, before that, literally, so I used to live in LA doing hired gun guitar stuff. COVID hit, I moved back. I got my teacher certification and I taught PE for a year. So I'm not saying that's my desired, like, what I'd want to do, but that's what I would be doing if music didn't exist.
What's your dream job?
This.
Well,
honestly, like, yeah, this.
Traveling, touring, meeting people, all just.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you be doing?
Well, before this, I was working for a moving company. I went to school, and I was doing like a million different odd jobs. So I mean, I would be doing odd jobs. If I was doing
Odd
music.
jobs. Yeah, dude.
It's like that's the reality of it. I don't know. I wouldn't be doing anything else.
That's where, and well, David will have an answer for you as well, but where we are lucky, fortunate, hardworking, all the above, there's so many musicians who are incredible that don't get to where we are. We still have ways, right, to go, but there's so many talented musicians who don't ever get to make a dime, and they're working jobs they hate, but they have this skill. So I can speak for all of us, we never take it for granted, like that we have fans coming out.
Yeah. Especially how it's grown over the last year and a half too. It's accelerated. It's like our trajectory is like this, and then it just went exponential here lately, where
Yeah.
we're
So-
riding that train.
And to David, he would be an exotic dancer if,
Hanky panky.
Hanky panky for old women.
No, so if it wasn't for music, I'd still be working IT for the school district in San Antonio. Which, don't get me wrong, I love that job. It was a great job. But the fact that I get to do this for a living and actually make money doing it successfully, it's incredible. And you asked what your dream job would be. I mean, this is it.
Yeah, man, you know what's scary when COVID hit? Because, like, so Jonathan and I grew up together, always did the band stuff together. Like, I was, like, co-managing with him where I wasn't playing. But...
We had members that were, like,
yeah,
all talk and no walk.
Like,
you know
so...
what I mean? And then we're like,
when
okay.
Yeah, like, when COVID hit, I was doing the pop touring, then I moved back. There was no gigs. So, before we even talked about it, I was like, shit, what am I going to do? Like... There's no touring at all. That is my income. So I moved back. And then we figured all this out. David came in shortly. Were you already? No,
it was
after
like
COVID.
a month or two after you had moved back.
Yeah, so it was like during all the COVID
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Brought David in.
During Uprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I came in, and then we brought Eli in. And like this, us four as a lineup, it's been the best the band has been. John's been through so many members, like
Replace them all.
Yeah.
You did.
Dude,
Some several times over, like.
Yeah. And what sucks, some of them are cool dudes, but it's like when you have a mission, it's like where you want to get to a certain level, it's like some people don't get it. Yeah. And us four kind of are on the same wavelength with it all, so it's been...
They find complacency in the cushion that they kind of live in. And if you don't have, like, basically the balls to make the jump, then...
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Because we all quit our jobs, all four of us, you know?
With, like, professionalism and, you know, with their parts, playing their parts is, like, and being a responsible member or part of the team, you know? Like, a lot of musicians don't want to put in the work, you know what I mean? And so, well, see you later, you know?
Yeah.
So, but that's a big reason why the band has really, like, taken off is, like, finally, like, this group, the chemistry, like, within us four is amazing. Like,
just clicked and came together.
Yeah, and it's like, that's why things are taking off, because it's like, it's sticking. You know, things are sticking. Like,
dude, and Jonathan, you've had the project since 17, 18?
You started writing for it in 17.
17. So this lineup, us four, have only been playing live for, it's been less than a year. And it already feels like...
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. Our first show with this lineup together was in, you know, things coming back from COVID, so it was like June.
Yeah, it was red.
Red.
It's like June 25th, something like that.
Yeah, so it's still been less than a year since the first show together, and like how far we've come, all the different tours already, and it's been like 9 months.
Yeah.
Or like 10 months maybe.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
When you think about it now, shit.
Yeah. That is nuts.
Any words of advice to struggling bands or somebody, you know, getting ready to start a band or...
Say focus on the songs. A lot of bands want to skip steps and like just get out there and just play, or just, you know, whatever. I think like give someone something to really latch onto with your music. It all starts with the music, and then build around that.
Yeah, and it's like someone asked that last night, actually, or at the last show. They asked that. It's like, dude, there's nothing more special about us than you. It's just persistence in the songs. It's like, write good songs, play live, and do that over and over and over and over. And that's honestly really it.
Repetition, persistence, like just sticking with it, working hard.
Persistence, grit, tenacity.
Yeah. A lot of people play a couple shows, they have no one there, and it's like, oh, this isn't for me. But it's like, I guess you just quit when it gets hard, right?
Yeah, we've all played 15 years of, you know, no one coming to shows. But it's like, you know, if you want something badly, like you'll keep fighting through rough, rough periods.
This is the end of the interview. I just want to thank you guys again. This is the end.